We can hope. We'll hope for the best with the Wi-Fi. Okay. So my plan had been to type you notes and email them to you, but now my computer crap. I was like, oh yeah, this is the people list. Type notes on that. So I will write your notes. Okay. On the only scrap paper I can find in my studio. And then I'll send them to you. Or we can discuss if someone else wants to time. So that is on that. Let's do the jury next week. Okay, so Teresa, what would you like to start with?
I would like to start at the bottom a little bit.
Okay.
Sei
Good. How do you feel that went?
I think it went pretty good.
Yeah, you did go pretty well. Somebody pinged in here like 2 seconds after you started. Oh, it was Sri. Oh, he's not coming today either. My goodness. Okay, well. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, you know all this really well, and it's all the technical stuff that we've been working on is really coming. It's really coming. It's really good. So what I would love for you to work on this week is the character of the pieces. There's a very different character in every single one of these. And what you're doing right now is you're aiming everything exactly to the same spot, right? And it's just like your eyes are in one spot, and it's like what I imagine is happening in here is that you're seeing the music going by. You're seeing the music in your head. And I think you know this music well enough that you don't need to think, look, there's always going to be one spot in every performance where you're going to have to be like, okay, it's a dotted quarter note, and then there's always going to be that moment. But for the most part, you know this music so well that I would really encourage you to use the space way more visually, like with your own eyes. Like, what do you see when you're saying music for a while? Like you're enchanting someone, you're lulling somebody, um, it's you're casting a spell, and so that's not all just going to be to one spot, right? There's a lot that you can do. I just encourage you. Like, there's no one in here. You can imagine that there's lots of people in here, and you can use the whole space. You can pretend that you're Orpheus. You can, what are you trying to put to sleep? What kind of deadly creature is it? For the Bach, there's lots and lots of musical ideas that are really, really fun and clear, and I think that you can put so much more if you're thinking about what all the little sounds are. And then like the Vado, when we worked on it, like all the stuff that you got there, that was really good at the beginning. Right, where am I going? What am I doing? That's really clear. More, not just in the opening of it, but in the whole aria, and in all your other songs. That's the kind of work that you need to put in it now. Your technique is going to be fine. Don't worry about it. You've done what you can. Like, there just comes a time you're going to be like, well, that's all I can do for technique for now before the performance. There's nothing more I can change. So, what can you change to make it the character more alive? And then if you're Sophie and you're saying, do this minuet with me, right? Again, it's not just there. He's probably right here. Why are you so sad? What's wrong with you, you silly old brother-in-law? Why are you so sad? Let's go dance. Come on, let's go. There's lots and lots of, not brother-in-law. That's the other guy. Sorry. Momentary confusion. Yeah, there's lots of youth and energy, and look at the sun shining, and isn't it just the most wonderful day? Don't you think so? Why are you so sad? Let's dance. I've picked all the flowers just for you. Aren't you ready? Like, it's just this like active energy, whereas Vado Madove has lots of that like coming, going energy, but it's probably on a grander scale. Regal, whereas Sophie is 15, she is much more energetic. And yeah, so I just encourage you to think about how all your songs, how different are they? They dare you.
Yeah, usually I just don't know where to. Like, what if I look here, right? But then what if my eyes are just looking there and my body?
Try it anyway.
Okay.
Try it anyway. Be brave. You have to try it. You have to try it. Move your body. There's lots of space here. I'm not saying you have to go wander all over anything, but look at all this room right here. Physically, actually taking steps, even just one small step, and it doesn't have to be and now I you know how it is when you get I moved, now what do I do, right? Just move, just go. And especially visually, even if you don't feel comfortable by next week, to move your feet, move your gaze. So yeah, it can be up, but it can also be down. Look there's people that would be sitting right there in the front row. There could be, you could imagine the person you're singing to is that pillar, or maybe they walk over there, or they walk over there, or it's to the heavens, or whatever, or it's to a little ant on the ground, right here, whatever it is. You have so much more space. You have beyond the walls of this hall, and you have also right up close to you. This is really powerful when you see that. And we do see it. And your voice will follow that. Colors of your voice will follow. What time do you need to leave, Anastasia? I can be here till 3:30. Oh, you can? Yeah. Okay. So since there's only the two of you here, do you mind? How long can you stay?
2:30.
You can stay till 2:30. Okay. So let's work on some stuff then, and then Shri, I thought you were coming today.
Oh.
Everybody was just going to run their repertoire for tomorrow's jury, or next week's jury, not tomorrow's jury. Next week's jury.
I wasn't sure what was going on, and sorry.
Okay, that's okay. But you're going to be here for your jury next week, right?
Yeah.
Yay! Just making sure. Okay, good. All right. Let's see if we can make. I'm wondering if we can simultaneously work on Vado on the breaths, those long breath phrases that happen at the end, with the character. I think if we kind of combine the two, we might. I'm not promising. Okay. So, where does it start? Let's go from. Oh, I know. Let's go from the Andante. want you to revel in the fact that there is duple against triplet and sing with the ultimate legato that you can sing through. Because you're the one singing the duples. And so that means they feel extra kind of long over top of that one. But it is triple it.
Mm-hmm.
Best. Love it. So satisfying. You know where Maria? Legato, Madove. Yeah. I felt a little bit, I don't know about Anastasia, but I felt a little bit kind of tired because because your gaze was center and up, but also your eyes were slightly up like this the whole time. Like they weren't even straight. So I was like, oh, my eyes actually feel tired for you. Like, oh. So when you're thinking of it as moving, so I don't know, just for the sake of, let's pretend you're singing to a person, and that they like on the maybe they walk from that pillar to here. And then, and so they're standing, they're my height, and they're standing here. And then, and then you watch them walk here.
Okay.
And then maybe they have their back to you for a minute and you're saying, and then they turn towards you. Maybe they're right here. Yeah, and then maybe for a second you're still starting here, but maybe you just sing over your shoulder a little bit or something. Kind of go into your own thoughts. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so let's go to the beginning. things that you can be like, what on earth is going on? Why are my hands like stuck? Because
Moving something? I don't understand.
well, and we use our hands and singing all the time to like figure out our voices, right? So I think there's a little bit of that happening that you're thinking like the space that we've been working on all the time, so it's kind of like coming into this. So see again, you can release it. If you want to like say something, hey, come back and talk to me, or and like I said, you can turn your body. You don't have to just be with your head. So and so or whoever this is, whoever we're imagining, is coming down here. Where's your body going to be? Yeah. And then if they're going to come towards you, and maybe they're coming at you a little bit like forcefully, what are you going to do? Yes. Okay, and then I'm going to turn away and I'm going to go this way. And you might want to come towards me, but then you might want to also, like if they're ignoring you, and you have to take a moment to be like, am I going to get them to listen to me? Maybe you turn into your own thoughts.
Yeah.
That way you can still like have your thoughts can still be out. It's not that you're like, so your thoughts can still be out, but they don't necessarily have to be towards this person. And maybe there's nobody in the room at all. Like maybe it's staged that way, or maybe there's a whole crowd of people and you're talking to yourself, or maybe you're talking to your mother, something. But whatever it is, give yourself license to move around. Okay, so now your job as it is to do what I did. Be the extra person. Great.
So I just walk around?
Yeah, and just walk around. So maybe I don't know what your story is going to be, but maybe you want to hear what they're saying, and maybe you don't. Maybe you're frustrated with them. Maybe you absolutely love them. Maybe you love them but you're mad. Maybe you love them but you're far away. I don't know what. So why don't you kind of your actions are what are going to make Teresa's words right. Okay. Good. Let's try it. Let's try it from that same spot. Yeah, that's and I bet you weren't thinking about your technique at all.
You're probably with me.
Yay.
What is she doing?
I want to comment.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's always what happens.
The audience doesn't have to score.
Exactly. Exactly. Really lovely. So great. Let's see if we can find a dramatic reason for that. So that you can keep the energy going all the way through and you don't feel like you're gasping for breath. What is that line to you, or dramatically? Maybe it's one big long reach forward, and then whatever it is just sort of releases out of your fingertips at the end. So, okay, let's go from there. So measure, I don't know. Sure, that's a good spot. Let's go even deeper. Yeah? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you when to turn away and go like this, and then she's going to reach for you on her really long. Okay, here we go. Actually, I can direct this. To keep going, go, don't leave me, right? Yeah, you have a reason to keep going. Can we try that one more time? Yeah. Okay, that was good, really good reaction. Or you stay together, whatever. Good, way more interesting. Okay, now, let's see if you can do that same thing again without any hand conducting. So there's not going to be this. If you're running out of breath and you're thinking, okay, what's the pulse and whatever, because I know we were working on that because it was slowing down. But the more, just if you feel like you want to conduct, stay smooth, or open, whatever it is. See, so you can do that. You can reach for someone, and then when you've reached, like you've kind of met your extension, then you just have to go like this, right? It's just turning at the opening it, or the other hand comes out. Move into that front leg, whatever it is. You can do all kinds of things to extend that reach. I feel like I've met my maximum. Just have to do that. So step in. There's all kinds of things that you can do to continue that. Because I think that's actually really helping you stay in the body and stay in the breath, so you're not running out of breath, but then you're also not pulsing it. The pulse is right here and right here, and you don't show it. Sometimes it's in your toe. No, that's me. Never wear open toe shoes. Everyone will see it. Okay, let's try it again. I'm just going to move this so that everyone can see you both a bit better.
Hi, people.
There you go. Okay.
I
smiling because you are. Like I always say, these smile muscles in our faces affect the sound of our voice. If you can hear a smile in a person's voice, even when we're all masked up, you can see it here, but you can hear it in the voice. It makes a really big difference. And when you sing like that, like do you feel that actual buzzing energy under your breath? It keeps you supported. You're an amazing colleague. You're feeding her all of this. It's wonderful. Yeah, that makes a really big difference. Okay, so now let's try it one more time. I want you to experiment with everyone, because you can tell her, let her look away, and then, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it was so weird. Yeah.
It's funky people.
Yeah. So much different. So different. Yep. And you know, like that thing when you're trying to tell somebody something and you're like,
Oh, and then guess what? You know, like you reach out and you want to say something else, right? And your body goes like this. Oh, I forgot to tell you something else. Right? Like all these little things that we do. It's really helpful. Just like people watching is one of my favorites. I just love watching people. I mean, you can get a really good seat in a coffee shop in a window, and you can just look out and just, or especially at a bus stop. Usually now people are just like on their phones, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch people. Playground at a park. What are people doing? It's really interesting because you learn a lot of things about how people communicate. Yeah. That was amazing. Isn't that different? So different. This is how I want you to sing all the time. All the time. Okay, we still have a few minutes. So this is what you have to just put yourself in this imaginary situation. Pretend she's here, right here. Yes. Okay, maybe we'll just okay. That was great, Teresa. So good. Okay, and then okay. Let's do music for a while. Okay. This is the one that has a different thing. Okay, so you are going to see. You have your harp, and you're going to your lyre, and you're going to enchant us until we like. Otherwise, we're like a big three-headed dog or something. Yeah, it's really scary. You have to protect yourself with music. Okay. So how are you going to enchant us? Here we go. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. No. Okay. We need to do that. Okay, you're imagining how am I going to enchant these people?
when you were playing one of the witches in the dino, right? And it was like we were always on you guys, like, come on, you need to like be really over the top. So it doesn't mean that you need to do that in this situation. Now, see if you can do the same kind of enchantment without beating the rhythm, and with maybe just allowing your hands. Sure, of course, if they want to say something, tell Electo, free the dead, something like that, or whatever. That's fine. But then what happens if your hands are just by your side and at rest? Not like this, and not like this, and not like this. Just at rest, because then when they're at rest, we have the ability then to. But if you're like this all the time, then where are you going to go from there? Like, you feel kind of stuck, right? But this is, yeah, exactly. Like, this is natural. And then, oh, and I have something else to tell you. And maybe if you were actually hired to do like this in a stage production or some sort of thing, maybe you would be doing Baroque gesture. And you'd be doing all kinds of like things like this, which have meaning, but not in our modern society. So, but I just encourage you to think more like a human with human emotions in everything you sing, rather than a singer with. Exactly. Okay, so should we try again? I just had this idea like, they're not your droids. You're Obi-Wan and you're like, okay, here we go. And that's a really, okay, can you think of that? Till I elect to free the dead. It will no longer be down here in the underworld, right? We'll be free. So really think of that as, I don't know, what is that? That resurrection? Yeah, resurrection, freedom, rising from the dead, spirits floating out. I think that might open up that tongue a little bit. Great. Let's do the eternal section.
in doesn't hear you think about it. I also don't hear you counting.
Yeah.
And you're just like really going for it instead of
Am I correct? Yeah, instead of trying to be correct.
yeah.
Yeah, there was for some reason on Sunday, CBC radio was playing, well, I was listening to the French station. There was really good music, I have to say, and it just keeps the French in my head. They were playing, like, all day, Maria Callas. I don't know, I didn't check, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was sort of listening to it, not, but man, that woman could just make really weird artistic decisions and really mistakes. Like, but they were so worth it because it made her character so human. And like sometimes you listen to her like, oh my gosh, how did she keep singing? That is like that technique is gonna ruin you. But oh my gosh, it's like the most huge risks all the time, all the time. And I mean sometimes her voice was just perfect. But it was always putting aside beauty and correctness for like something tangible, really emotional and human. Yeah. It's just so exciting. So exciting. So guess what? Now, what we were working on in your lesson today was to, like, when we're doing all, we're trying to get those L's nice and light and everything. Now, when we're talking about that idea of the breath, just like staying in that open column of space, and never like collapsing that space, you're not even, you probably don't know this, but you're not collapsing anything. You're just staying in it because you're in, even though there's rest, and there's these little 2-note phrases all over the place. If you keep one big, long, smooth gesture, then it becomes an 8-bar phrase rather than a 2-note phrase. It really makes a difference. So different. So good. Okay, so that's what I want you to work on this week.
Okay.
How can so just imagine that we're standing here and you're like, like you're enchanting us or whatever, or the little spirits are coming at you, or you're calming them down, whatever it is, all sorts of things that you can imagine for yourself. And even just with your gesture, if you create one long, smooth gesture that doesn't have any musical beats to it, you're going to make one long phrase. And don't be afraid then. Look at all the things you can do with your hand. You can reach out, you can reach in, you can do nothing, you can touch your forehead. You can do all sorts of things, and those are absolutely, so yeah, being like allowing your hands to, like what would you do? Like, now how am I going to get him to believe me? Or like all these things, and I feel like you're a little bit like, am I allowed to do that? Yes, you are allowed to do it. You are. Does that give you courage, or does that make you feel like, good?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's what we want. Fantastic. That was amazing. So proud of you. Great. Okay, we're gonna keep working on this throughout the year. Yeah. Oh, it is supposed to be. It's supposed to be that. Yeah. Yeah, because we looked it up in a different edition. Yeah, in my, I don't know here, in the international version.
Okay. I just want to check the chords.
Do you have time to come to my room after?
Yes.
Okay, we'll check it in.